Hi friends, today's topic is logical system. Why we require logical system in SAP? So this is the topic. So that is fine. As we know that everybody does that for unique identification. For any client. For unique identification purpose, they are creating logical system. So with the help of BD54 decode, we are creating the client. BD54 is a decode to create a BD54 is the decode to create a logical system. Right? And find the naming convention, logical system naming convention like this: SID, ELNT, and next client number. So this is the naming convention. If it is a development system, DEV, CLNT, the client number is maybe, if it is 100, like this, we are creating the logical system for any client. So that is same. But why we are creating this logical system? You may get talk like this. So to clarify this, like everybody is saying this word, for unique identification of a client, we are creating a logical system. That is fine. Then what is the use of the logical system? Why we are creating? To help to identify a system, that is fine. And this is the naming convention. This is the T code. So everybody discussing about the topic, that is fine. But why we require to create a logical system? Now we are going to discuss. So if you see, so the reverse scenario, assume that this is a system. Here we are having 100 client, 200 client, and 300 client. And whenever we are performing client copies, so the reason why we are doing the client copy is nothing but whatever the data is there, it should be copied to the target business. So all the object it is going to be coming to the newly created client. That is fine. Suppose the 100 client is holding this 100 client is holding dev, if it is the development system, CLNT 100. This is the logical system for 100 client. And next, so when you perform client copy, this logical system also came into the 200 client. So then what is the requirement to logical system? And there is one more scenario. There is a quality system and there is a production system. And this is 100 client. And there is also 100 client. But this system is quality system. And this system is production system. So I want to do system refresh. System refresh is another topic. Will be in the next communication. How it would be like why we are doing the system refresh activity. Here we are calling it as a client copy. And here we are calling it as a system refresh. So whenever we are performing system refresh activity, so whatever the production systems are either holding the data yet, so those data it comes through quality system. Why we are performing it? So like every day-to-day manner, every like organization needs quarterly or annual basis, they're going to do the system refresh activity, because like this quality system should be must and should have updated data, because like sometimes production system going to be having like it is holding so many things. Because it is the production system, it should be run at any cost. And for the copying purpose, so system refresh is nothing but, so whatever the production data is there, so that is going to be copied into the quality system. So why we are not copied into the development system? You may get the doubt, because this development system is going to be, every time it should be development stages, like it should be in a technical things. ABAP is going to be develop something, write something, writing the codes, programs. This should be in a development phase only. This system is not going to be the quality system. Like whatever the system is there, it is after developing only it comes to the quality system. But mostly this production system is used in a production way. This should be having a like one copy of every time. Like that is why we are doing the system refresh activity in a quarterly basis, annually basis. We are doing the system refresh activity. So whenever we are performing system refresh activity, what will happen? See here. So this is the production system, logical system. If you see, this should be like PRD CLNT 100. So whenever you're performing system refresh activity, this is also like a copy only. So whenever you are performing system refresh activity, in the quality system, what will happen? This is PRD CLNT 100. Logical system is came into the quality system. Like same like this. Like if you performing client activity, client copy, the develop dev CLNT 100 should be copied into the 200 client. It is not like this, right? It should be dev like it should be like the dev CLNT 200. Here also same. Whenever you are performing system refresh activity, it should be QAS PLNT 100. So like this, it should be like this only, because like for the uniqueness identity, uniquely identifying the system. So there only the exchange of data between the base system. So by simply by watching the numbers, we are like, we know as a human being, we know that these are developed system, these are quality system, these are product editor. But system can't recognize like which one it is. So that is why we are giving the logical system for every client. So that is why, like, to overcome this issue, we are having a one T code like BDLS. You need to run the BDLS. So by these, once you run this BDLS T code, so whenever you're performing client copy, whenever you're performing system refresh, so you need to provide them after running the BDLS T code. So you need to give the old system logical system, and then after you need to provide the new system logical system. So after once you run it is going to be like change to new logical system after this client copy, after the system refresh. So this is the one scenario to why we require logical system, and one more scenario is there. So why we are using the logical system? So the purpose is, so whenever they required, so we are performing client copies or whatever the HTML configuration for going the data from one client to another client, or one system to another center in the entire landscape. So they are using HTML configuration for that. But we require to real-time data transfer. Real-time business data should be transferred at a time. It should be went to another system. So at that time, system should be recognized with one to another, right? So for that purpose, we are using logical system. How we are going to use this logical system? So we'll see. So before that, we are having a scenario. We need to enable this ALE. That is, ALE is nothing but application link enabling. So by using it, we are going to send the real-time data transfer. So once you keep like so mostly these AME is going to use by some developers, like some functional consistency is going to be used kind of ALP application link and everything. So once they enable the ALE, so they can transfer the file in the right time. So what are the files they may transfer, like iDocs or maybe your forms, like this they are going to send. So what happened is, for example, Adapter, they have pulled something, a screen or document. So this should be supposed to come at a time. So whenever they are created in a development system, it should be supposed to come to the quality system at a time. So for that, ALE, once you enable this ALE, So we need to provide the force system details, force system logical system, and garbage system logical system. So for this real-time data business transfer, we are going to use the logical system. So whenever you're performing system refresh activities and as well as the client copy activities, you are using this logical system. And if you observe, these logical systems are must and should not be duplicated at any across the landscape. If you see, like these are like unique, right? Every logical system is unique by its own. And after this, you need to run the BD list if you perform client copy system refresh and like coming to S4, it is having a very playing logical system is playing crucial role in S4 systems. So like whenever we are going to work with the business partners and central finance things, we are going to use this logical system. So these are the major reasons to require logical systems. If you see, whenever we are performing, I'm logging with a DDIC user. I'm hitting BD54 T code. See here, the table is cross client. User DDIC may not make changes in customer changes. Choose display objects or cancel. So you are having only display or cancel option only. Why? Because DDIC user not have the custom changes requirement, because DDIC user is internal user, right? It is supposed to use it for system upgrades, STMS configurations, and only for use it for system related things only, not for this DDIC user is used for like system updates, client copies, software installation, system upgrades. So for that purpose, we are using this like DDIC user, not for customized things. So always you want to go with the customization things, we need to create a new client, right? So whenever you are creating a new client, so whenever you are going to create a new client, for that you are going to create a users. So it is holding like a organizations users, like different departments, modules, like clients, their own client users. Specifically, you are going to create the users for that. With all the relevant profiles, if it is required, we are going to give the all permissions like SAP, all SAP new. Like if it is like the user is having only role-based access, we are going to give the roles for the particular things. He can only access those roles to do the job. So whenever we are going to create a new client, what is happening? We are not able to log into the newly created client. We are having SAP star user, right? SAP star user is for only newly created client. Newly created client logins, we are using this SAP star user. So the parameter we need to enable before logging into the newly created client, the login / no _ automatic _ user _ SAP star is equal to, supposed to, like it is like, to check this parameter, we need to go to the static parameter. I'm going to the dynamic parameter to show it to you. See here. See here, this is a parameter. I'm clicking display. And then after you see here, the default value is 1. It should be supposed to 0. By giving the enable by like 0, we are going to enable the parameter value as 0. And then we can perform logging to the newly created client. So it should be done by algorithm. Once you go there, you need to select the default profile or instance profile. So you need to go to the external maintenance and to change, and then after to change, and you need to provide the parameter value here, and then after you need to give the 0 lighting. So once you give the like this, you need to click copy, and then after you have to save the settings, and then after you can able to log in into the newly created client. So it should be before logging into the newly created client, the SAP star parameter should be enabled. So then only you can able to log into the newly created client, and then after you can do the client copies. And you are like, we are doing the for the first time, we are copying the from 000 to 100, right? 100 what of the newly created client. So for 0005, we don't have any logical system, like it is the internal system we are using for only upgraded system upgrades, and as well as the STMS configuration purpose, we are using this DDIC user at 000 client. So we are not going to touch. For any customization, we are going to create the newly created client. So we don't have the logical system for whenever we are copying the from either 000 to whatever the newly created client. So for the newly created client, we have to create the logical system for the first time. So this is how the logical system works in a real time. So we are going to discuss in a client copy, local client copy, and then after we are going to discuss about remote client copy, and then we are having the like a client export and import things, like in a factory positions in a local, remote, and a client export and import. Thank you.